What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. I did not do a review last week due to the replay of Multiverse of Matches from last week. So I didn't really need to review it because I did see it literally the week before, anyways. During the whole WrestleMania weekend and stuff. So, it was some good matches, though, don't get me wrong. But it's like I'm not about to review something I literally saw the week before. So I did not review the show. Now, as in this week's show, we're getting closer to Rebellion, which I believe is next week, by the way. Yes, Rebellion is next week, folks. So a lot of stuff on this card going into this week, and a lot of a little bit more build up before we get to the next week's pay per view and whatnot. We did kick it off with W. Morrissey, who was already in the ring, cutting a promo, because I was like, okay, we're starting off the show, Morrissey. And he was in the ring. Basically, he talked about, he was happy to be in this arena again, the 2300 arena, or the ECW arena, as a lot of people would say. He said, the last time he was around here, he wasn't in control. He was at the lowest point of his life, so he had to be carried out of here with EMTs and stuff. But he said he had nowhere to go and, nobody to go to. But talk about it's different now. He says he's clean, he's sober, he's in the best shape of his life right now. And he can finally admit that he's not alone. And, basically to tell all the fans, like, he's got them now. Like, he thanked everyone for showing support and stuff. And he's been given a second chance. And he's been given opportunities. And he's going to take advantage of every opportunity he can get. Which, that's great to hear, especially for Morrissey. Especially turning him as a face now. Also, because, he's right about everything he said. Like, this guy was at the lowest of lows and whatnot. Big Cass, Morrissey, whatever you want to call him. But, we saw how he how his life did spiral down and stuff, especially after, towards the end of his WWE run, and how he was fired from the WWE, and, the reasons why, which, honestly, a lot of people agreed with him being gone. And he knew himself he fucked up and everything of what happened and why he was gone from the WWE and stuff. But, when he left, things just kept getting bad, he talked about himself, just, alcohol problems, and he was really out of shape. He was just fucking fat, like real fat at one point. And, we already know the stories about, beating up the midget and just the bad promos. Like, come on, the guy didn't even have a good match with Brian at one point. And I think the last time I remember hearing about Morrissey was he got knocked out. Maybe this was the place it was, but he got knocked out. I think it was Pat Buck on his last day in the Indies before he went to work for the WWE. And I think it was I just know he got punched and he went down, and I remember police had to come. And also, like I said, it was really bad, Morrissey. Like, the guy was really spiraling his life down, but I believe he did get help from DDP, if I'm not mistaken, and stuff. And I was surprised to see him back, and he was in better shape. I saw photos, but like, Cass Morrissey, he actually got his life together, and he's really doing good now. Like I said, the guy's in incredible shape right now, because before, this guy was just, things just went horrible for him, and he looked horrible too. But now, it's great to see just a redemption story with him, finally just back in wrestling and doing better than he once was at one point. But as he was cutting his promo, Brian Myers came out, basically interrupted him then, saying like this, you hadn't been an opportunity that people can dream of, and, you've been pissing away and stuff, and you've been messing with my commentary table every week now. And how about this? Like, you keep messing with me, you're going to be half down on the floor just like you was here before, okay? But next thing you know, Morrissey and Myers started brawling in after that point. Morrissey ended up hitting like a power bomb onto the ramp. And as he was beating him up, Chelsea Green came out then to distract Morrissey. Next, Matt Cardona hit him with the digital media title. And then, they took off their jackets. They were wearing the Major Players shirt, okay? So, yeah, I guess the Major Brothers, or the Edgeheads, are back together. If you remember the Major Brothers at one point when they were in the WWE, but now they're the Major Players. Myers, though, like I said, but yeah, Myers and Cardona started beating up Morrissey then, and then they put him through a table, to help with Chelsea Green. So I believe they are already a team on the Indies right now. I forget what they call themselves. Like I said, Cardona's heel on several different companies right now and has a team, but now I guess it's now going into Impact now. So yeah, it's funny. I talked about this a while ago when Cardona got to Impact. I did not want to see Myers near him because Myers is doing way better than Cardona. But now it looks like the tables have turned. Not saying Myers is doing that bad right now, but to put him and Cardona back together, now with Chelsea Green. We'll see where this goes. But, you know, I just kind of funny. It's like, oh, great, the Edgeheads are back again. That's the first thing that hit my mind. Like, the Edgeheads are back, folks. So, there you go. Also, as they talked about the matches leading up into Rebellion, the entire card. Very good card, by the way. We got Deonna Purrazzo come out there next. You know, I believe she will be facing for the AAA Reina de Reinas title against Taya Valkyrie at Rebellion. Deonna Purrazzo then went against Willow Nightingale for the Ring of Honor Women's Championship, which is kind of funny when you think about it because, one, didn't Willow Nightingale just lose? I guess I don't know how long this was take, but didn't she just lose to Mercedes Martinez for the interim Ring of Honor Women's Champion? But now she's actually get a shot at the real Ring of Honor Women's Championship, so I think that's kind of funny. But Deonna, of course, got the win, putting her into the Venus de Mayo, I believe, you know, submission after, you know, going through the whole armbar and stuff. So, yeah, Deonna getting the win. Like I said, Deonna just looking more powerful as ever. You know, sometimes I wonder what Ring of Honor is really going to do with that women's title. I know they got an interim champion now, but who will it? Will Deonna even lose that belt, and will it go back to, I guess, AEW then, since Ring of Honor is bought by them right now? But, yeah, Deonna, like I said, still has the Ring of Honor Women's Championship. Mickie James talked about what happened at the Multiverse show after they beat the Cardonas, but Mickie said, you know, she hasn't moved on yet. This whole thing with her and Chelsea Green is not over. She respected her and everything, but now, you know, you know, basically she's got to get her now, and then start talking about Cardona and them. I got a phone call here. But yeah, I had a phone call there. Like I said, basically talking about what the action figures and stuff. Chelsea Green ended up saying she doesn't need help to beat Mickie James' ass. They start brawling. Cardona got involved in, basically holding on to Mickie James as Chelsea Green ended up taking her cast off her arm and hitting Mickie James in the face with it. As all, you know, the Cardonas there, or the major players, or whatever team they're called, basically stood over Mickie James after that and walked off and laughed and stuff. So yeah, man, they took her out. Okay, we'll see where that goes. But obviously, yeah, the Cardonas are the major players, or whatever the fuck they're called, the Edgeheads. They're jumping everybody tonight on this show. Tasha Steelz was being interviewed, talking about her opponent Rosemary for Rebellion. Tasha think, you know, I guess they're talking about the Undead Realm. I hope they don't go back to that. But Tasha said, you know, I understand what Decay does, mind games. Listen, I'm the champ here. Okay, y'all ain't gonna, you know, y'all took the titles from, you know, from me, I guess, a former partner, Kiera Hogan, at one point. But now, this ain't gonna happen, all right? Next, you know, Decay do the light flashing thing, and they showed up on the screen laughing then at Tasha. So, you know, we'll see what happens from there. Jonathan Gresham went against Rocky Romero. You know, I've had a conversation with my friend about Jonathan Gresham. Great wrestler, yes. Built like a tank, yes. Great technical wrestler, yeah. But, yo, it's been debatable. Like, you know, don't give them, he said he's born shut the mic. Don't give this man a microphone. Like, Gresham is okay. And, you know, we were talking earlier about almost him being compared to Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko, not a great technical wrestler. Always put great matches, but I feel like sometimes it takes a minute to get into those matches. Especially when you're working that type of style. And by God, this camera sucks. But, yeah, some say that type of style. Because, you know, like Gresham, like even this match with Rocky Romero out here, like it started a little bit boring at first, a little bit slow. Even the one with Bandito back at Supercard of Honor, it started off slow, but then it picked up action later on. Like some people would say that about a lot of technical wrestlers, especially more mat-based submission style, like either him or like a Zack Sabre Jr. or something like that. Like Zack Sabre Jr. though, like I usually get a lot of interest. Like his shit's really good. So fucking bug had to smack that motherfucker, but killed it too. But as I was saying, though, you know, guys like Zack Sabre Jr. and stuff. Like I said, I always enjoyed this match. It's very different, you know, more mat-based submission style. Kind of like Gresham also. So, this fucking camera, once again, pissing me off again. But more submission-based style. But like I said, I still enjoyed this match, though, with him and Rocky. But I can agree sometimes it takes a minute to get into the match. But that was a great finish, though, with him and Rocky. They ended up shaking hands after. I know Eddie Edwards is watching in the back since he is fighting for the Ring of Honor Championship at Rebellion coming up. We had a big video, long video package of Josh Alexander talking about Moose and his world title match coming up. talking about, you know, he's lost the belt, and talking about all the hoops he's had to jump through, and even, you know, Moose sparing his wife and intimidating his family and stuff. But, you know, he told Moose, you know, you're not going to be fighting pro wrestling, you're going to be in a fight of your life and everything. And he's going to take one thing that belongs to him the most, and that is that world title. So, very good video package from there. Very lengthy also. Mike Bailey was training in the back. Ace Austin said, you know, hey, man, you know what we're going to do with Trey Miguel, right? Bailey says, know exactly what you mean. And basically, Ace didn't know what to think about that. Steve Macklin went against Alex Shelley. Good match. Very enjoyable. I know Macklin was kind of protected here due to Saban getting involved. And hitting Macklin, you know, Shelley hitting Macklin with the shell shock then, because it's going to be a triple threat with Saban, Macklin, and Jay White coming up at Rebellion next week. Man, it's 3 times now. Fuck this camera. Next week. So we'll see what happens with that. Madison Rain and I guess beat Jesse McKay on the pre-show. And I guess after they won, they fired Caleb Conley. And then I know Morrissey beat him up. Apparently, Caleb Conley is done with Impact, what I've heard. And maybe that was his last appearance on there. Don't know how true that is. But I believe they said he said it on Twitter and stuff. He was in this company before. But I think that was the reason how they fired him. And now they got rid of Conley. So maybe that's that's how they wrote him off. I know Madison Rain was talking to Giselle Shaw then. Basically, Shaw said, you know, I'm sorry for your loss. Hey, I won my match. Conley, yeah, we got rid of him. But Shaw said, yeah, we'll see about that. So, guess someone's going to be challenging for those tag titles. Moose had a video package also. Talk about Josh Alexander. Talk about how he got the Call Your Shot trophy and how he beat Alexander back in Bound for Glory and stuff. You know, I'm not going to go on the internet and say I'm the best. I'm going to put the work in. I'm out here training and stuff. I'm a 5-star athlete. You know, you may want to be one of the best wrestlers today, but you're not on my level, he says, okay? You're dealing with the most dangerous man in pro wrestling, and that, you know, Moose is a wrestling god. So, once again, another great video package of both Moose and Josh Alexander. Lengthy, yes, but very good. Honor No More was in the ring, talking about this building, the ECW Arena, which you got a big ECW chant. You know, where Ring of Honor was once started in Philly and stuff. And that, you know, all these fans, you know, probably the most passionate fans of pro wrestling. But he said that Philly was y'all ungrateful, you're fickle, all this other stuff. Mike Bennett got on the mic then, basically talking about yes, this is the birthplace of ECW and ROH, but it's the birthplace of Mike Bennett also. I made my ROH debut here, okay? Hey, listen, man, you all turned your backs on ROH and ECW, even Mike Bennett himself, and even Matt Taven on the thing. You know, listen, we're the best in the world around here. Listen, you know, we're part of a company that ended up getting gentrified. You know, when other companies started showing up. And listen, man, you're all like you're all Melvin Lemmings out there. And listen, we never left. You know, an ROH made decisions and they gone down a dark path themselves because Honor No More is here to stay. But as they kept talking, the Bullet Club came out and saying like, y'all do a lot of talking, okay, and stuff. And we all know you're not the best, okay? They said we are, as the Bullet Club said. And listen, man, you know, Kingdom, you should be thanking us because we beat you guys in Japan back in 2015. Yeah, that was a feud. And I like that they said, hi, Maria, which, yeah, I remember that because Maria kept distracting the Bullet Club with Gals Anderson and AJ by doing her dance and mostly a lot of ass shaking, which looks like her ass was more fatter a few years ago. Well, it's still fat right now, but someone say it was fatter a few years ago and stuff, Maria. But, you know, Carl Anderson basically talked about, you know, these guys want to talk about shiny new toys, but, you know, nobody's that playing with y'all, okay? We're the coolest toys in the toy box right now, all right? And that is Just Too Sweet, which everyone did on. Maria basically said, oh, yeah, you go take your Too Sweet and shove it up your ass, okay? Well, Honor No More is for life. Chris Bay says, you know, we don't have no talk and trade lines here and there. Next thing you know, it's a brawl, which is kind of funny. Aren't both of these groups heel? So who do you really cheer for? Which I think people just cheer for Bullet Club because it's cool. But Bullet Club and Honor No More brawl with each other. PCO did a big dive to the outside, basically taking everybody out. Which then Jonah came out since they were having a rematch then. Which very good match between Jonah and PCO. I like that first match a little bit better, but this was still a good match in general. PCO, not PCO, but Jonah got the win with the Tsunami Splash, but PCO sat back up right after. Jonah started beating him down again, And then he got a, he started shaking. He got a chair. PCO got up again, but, he hit him with a chair several times. And then he put the, PCO tried to get back up one more time, but Jonah put him down. He put the chair over him, and he did a tsunami splash onto the chair, making sure that PCO stayed down. Obviously, Jonah was going to win this match anyways, given that he will be facing Tomohiro Ishii at Rebellion next week. So, obviously, he was going to get the win, but still, a very good match between him and PCO. Once again, I'd say Honor No More takes a lot of L's, though, at the same time and stuff. Even their monster right here. So, don't know what's going to happen really next. Well, shit, I don't know PCO. I know he's still part of the group, but I don't know. More takes a lot of L's though at the same time. But it was logical for Jonah to get the win right here. Given his match at the pay-per-view next week. But overall, very good show with Impact though. Like I said, mostly a lot of build-up going into Rebellion next week. But they got a very stacked card. I'm looking forward to it next Saturday. Okay, so very enjoyable episode. Definitely recommend checking out, especially leading the Rebellion next week. So looking forward to that. But other than that, I'm out of here. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. See you guys then. Peace.